Are you happy standing where you are right now? Or is there something you want to change? Something suffocating you, resisting you to be happy? Sometimes it's just difficult to answer. Today I didn't pass one of the toughest exams of my course. But honestly, even though I've been struggling with it and I know it's one of the toughest ones, half of my brain is already thinking about the following exam, which is even harder. And so I asked myself, will I ever get to a point in my life where I won't think about the next obstacle? Like, people often describe life as a journey, meaning making my way through obstacles and difficulties, but what's left to live? Are my happy moments just fractions out of the main struggle of life? And I sound so existential right now. But sometimes I ask myself that, am I happy where I'm standing? If I'm content just because I have to accept things happening to me, or I have to stop and appreciate where I am right now. And I still don't have an answer. I know I'm struggling, but at least I can say I'm trying. And it doesn't happen often that I just stop everything that I'm doing to appreciate what I have. But today I felt like it. I felt like I had to stop and actually see that the path behind me was made of struggles, yes, but still here I am. The world didn't end today when I didn't pass my exam, and it didn't end when I couldn't do my internship in Germany. It definitely didn't end when I had my heart broken for the last time. If I'm here now, it's because everything that I mentioned happened to me. If I'm looking back at it, I tend to ask myself if those were really things that I wanted. Did I want to go to Germany without knowing the language, still having exams to take, and going for an unpaid job? Did I really believe my needs were met in my last relationship? Did I really study enough for this exam? Or was I just hoping for the best? Did I just overthink it instead of actually preparing myself for it? The answer of these questions is already clear. I could go on and on with things that didn't work out, but dwelling on the past is not an answer. It's a form of overthinking that we go through when things feel too heavy or just illogical, and we need the mental process to find connections from past experiences to the present. We in some way want confirmation of our insecurities so that we can keep and staying in our comfort zone. And if you know me, I'm a firm believer that staying where you are will only make you regret not moving. But of course, I know how difficult it is to be able to step away from it. It was not an easy process. It will not be just introduced in your life as a new habit. You actually have to master it by believing in yourself, your capabilities and emotions, and try to redirect in some way the sadness and discomfort of your life, of your current or past situation in a way that fuels you and make you grounded and grateful of what you have right now. So I'm here for that. I'd like to give you some prompts to help you, because some people answered my forum and they wanted to just get more insight of how to deal with this type of situations, and I thought that might be helpful just to give you some questions you can ask yourself. It doesn't have to be a really thought through process. I really think the best thing is just to voice your emotions, and I think these questions could help you out. I divided in 5 questions. They're really easy. I'm a firm believer that the easiest is the question, the easiest the answer will come up, and you need to just let things out. So I think that might be the easiest and simple to make you process your emotions. So the first one is there something bothering you that is not gonna matter in 1 week? Is the same thing you're thinking about is gonna matter in a month? I know they sound weird as questions, but honestly, when I actually started asking myself those type of questions, I shift my perspective. I could really see the amount of time that I spent overthinking and rethinking about something that would have not impacted me in a week or in a month. Like, I was there spending days or spending like hours in bed, and in some way just making me feel even more heavy for nothing. If you think about it, being stressed, it will not have an impact on your happiness. And that brings us to the second part, which is detach from your ego. Is it really because of you, or are you taking it personally? Sometimes I get angry at one of my brothers because he tends to be really negative. Like, everything happens to him and he doesn't know why, but it's always a bad thing. Like not being able to get on that train, losing his flight, cracking his phone, the rain he caught because it didn't bring an umbrella. Like, all those things, are they really happening to him, or are they just happening? But he's trying to find in some way a reason to attach discomfort to his action in order to have it under its control. Because it's easier to get angry at ourselves, because it kind of gives us the fake comfort of being able to have a say in what we're feeling and why things are happening to us, but it's really not the tip. The bus driver closed the door before you could get in. It's not you, it's the train, the bus schedule. And you just didn't check the weather, so of course you didn't know that it could have rained. So that leads me to the third part, and this is gonna be a bit difficult because it's not simple to just detect them and work on them. It's a simple question, but maybe at the toughest answer. The question is, are you taking action to learn what triggers you? We know we have the tendency to get pressed because of things happening to us, but still we get really frustrated and surprised when those same things happen again. But if we don't teach ourselves how to keep things checked, how can we actually stay grounded and appreciate all the good things in our lives? This might be a too broad question, but I know for a fact that it's effective in your mental process. It might mean checking your mocha right before the coffee spills out, not opening Instagram or social media right before bed, because otherwise, you would feel really anxious and not be able to fall asleep because of it. And is there something you can do to work on those problems and therefore redirect your frustrations? This leads us to grow or not to grow. Are you prioritizing growing instead of dwelling? If you keep dwelling on your past experiences, thinking that they are gonna shape you in a way that you're not gonna be able to change, why are you even bothering living? There is no way you cannot change things. There is no way you cannot change how you feel about certain things. If you are still thinking and reminiscing a past that you don't have anymore and you don't want anymore, you're still going to get sick to your stomach and clench your jaw and bite your lips because of them. But have you thought about not giving it power? That recalls my first question of thinking long term. Is this thing going to affect you? Is there something you can do to prevent feelings this way about the future? and how can you take action? Until you get a clear answer to all these questions, it's even difficult to stay present, to appreciate that life is not just a constant struggle. It is meant to be lived and appreciated, but not by others and what they want and what you think they want from you. Do what makes you happy and working on things that don't make you happy instead. I'd like you to write down, just take notes about everything that came up in your mind when you ask yourself those questions. You should ask yourself more often. More often, because the moment you just realize and snap out of the present emotions you're feeling, you're really gonna be able to recognize them before they get to you. And that's the important part, not be overwhelmed by your emotions and just be ready to get through them, because that's what you need to do. And I really hope that next time you're going to see my face, pop them in your feed, be able to answer those questions without hesitation. Because I want you to be fully aware that you have control over what you're feeling, what you're going through, and definitely have control over what can make you happy. And you have to move forward to it and accordingly to make yourself the happiest person alive. Even if it's difficult, the best way to do it is to work on it, which is unfolding what is making you so resistant and making you feel not worthy of happiness. I cannot wait to have you here again. I would like to know what you think about this, and I still have a forum in my description you can fill out, so let me know. I can't wait to have you again. We're together in this. We're learning from life. We're taking notes from it, so that we can grow and expand and be aware, but mostly happy. Thank you. See you next week.